Hello everyone, welcome back. I do hope that you are enjoying this and that you are managing to draw a very beautiful hoopoe. We're going to continue down the back. You can see that there's a lot going on in this area here, so we're going to be very careful. We're going to leave that side because we're going to use the background as the area that defines that very light sunshine on the back of the bird. So without any further ado, I'm going to go in with my blending stump. I'm going to deepen this area that I see at the top here and add just a little bit more onto my blending stump and just make sure that I get that very deep shadow that is sitting just in the neck here. So obviously it's all about making sure that you have your tonal values correct, and for a 3D look on flat piece of paper, it always amazes me that we're able to achieve that we ensure that our light and dark values are correct. So I've got that in, I've done that. We've got this piece that comes across here that is dark. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to use my charcoal and make sure that I get that in as precisely as I can, that shape. And it goes quite round as it touches the top of that wing and then kind of disappears into here. I'm not happy with the amount that I've put in across here. I want to get rid of that because that's a definite line. It's a definite angle that comes down the back. So I just want to make sure that I don't lose that. I'm going to bring that up because this all goes into that area that we have taken out with our tombow. Just want to make sure that I get that contrast going and that it makes sense to the viewer when they are looking at it. So that is probably more or less where that shadow comes down. So I'm just going back and I'm just making sure that I have quite a bit of charcoal here where I see this very deep and dark area. And I'm just going and I'm just touching the bird with the blending stump, putting down charcoal, blending it lightly. I'm not going to go into that great big area of charcoal because this is so much lighter, and just working away. I don't want to blend it flat because it isn't flat, but I'm also making quite sure that I end up with a tonal value that makes sense. So I'm going in, I just want to get this around this wing. Just want to get this shape in. Goes into the back, and then I'm going to put some on the side. So I'm putting my blending stump in on the side, as I think you could see, and I'm going in and making sure that I get that in there. I'm not going into that little bit of white light there, that reflection. Just going in at the top of where this very dark piece is going to come in, and I'm going to blend that out just to soften it ever so slightly. Goes that, does that on its back, and we have that shape just on the top of the neck here. Okay, so we've got these sort of lines and shapes which I've put in with the charcoal, the blending stump and charcoal. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to just darken this ever so slightly, because that is quite a bit darker, that tonal value. I'm going to blend it out, making sure that I don't go too far into my light. I can pull that out. There's a little bit of white at the top here, and this has got quite a bit of detail in it. So we've got these little feathery things that show. I'm going to put in marks like this. Going to go up here, there's a mark there, going around this sort of cheek area, just making sure that I'm getting all of these darker tonal values in, just so that it makes sense and ties up. Sorry, I am looking at my photo, making sure that I'm following as I'm talking. And I'm going to go back into here with the stump to that cheek area, being very, very careful not to go into that white area. And I'm just going to pull this one little bit of white out. So we want to contrast that really stands out, and I'm just having a look at this, the marks that I have on here, because somehow I seem to have gone over, and I'm going to go over it now with the charcoal and just get that back in again. So there's a gap here, and I'm going to take it in to there. There's a gap on that area there. And then we have this white light, reflection. I'm going to put some more in. As soon as we are able to put down our sort of darker areas that we need of the wing, then we can immediately pick up that we need slightly darker tonal value near it or above it. We're definitely going to go back into that and fix that. But we have this beautiful white reflection here just on the edge, which I don't want to lose. It's beautiful. This comes right up against that part of the wing. Okay, let's go back in with the charcoal. I want to make sure that I get that shape. And I want it as dark as I can get the charcoal to go. So do forgive the noise. It does really shout at me when I do this, but it has to be done. So we've got quite a clean line across the bottom. Comes around, and then it kind of breaks up, goes into there, comes up, goes across, down. I've got that whole area, and it comes from here and then down next to that wing. So make sure that I get that shape in. And then on this wing, I'm going to turn my hand so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to get that in. Make sure that so I'm working in the way that the wing has folded. The way that the feather and the wings have actually folded over here. Getting that bit in. I don't want to go too far down because I don't want to put my hand or my blending stump into anything. And I'm just pulling that up. You can see that it disappears into the back area there where that beautiful light hits it. Definitely going to put some more in at the back. Well, in fact, haven't even done this back area, so now's the time to probably do it so that we can see that tonal value against the bird's sunlit back. Just gently, gently, gently putting that in there. Looking really good. You can see I've gone into the charcoal that I laid down with a pencil, picking it up with a soft tool. Just gently going around along the back and just taking it down into virtually nothing. But I want that across the back here because we want to be able to see that incredible starkness that we have of that light hitting the back of this bird. And I can take this out because I can see that I haven't extended that enough. So I'm just going to take those fluffy bits out, blowing away the excess. And although this is ever so slightly toned, I'm just going to put that in there just so that it doesn't look completely off. And I'm going to go back in with my charcoal powder, very, very careful to take off the excess, and then going in around here just to get that extra bit of tonal value going. You can see that there's quite a bit going on in the background here. I'm just getting that in. You can take that out with a razor, those lovely little bits of out of focus areas. Just going in, making sure that my don't have too much, isn't too loaded. And I'm just getting in just a little bit more in this area, just so that we really get a high contrast of that beautiful sunshine reflecting off of the bird's back. Okay, so we have done that. I just want to get that point in here. And this comes up. This also comes up a bit more. I'm going to put in some more black just to really emphasize it. So although this is not compressed charcoal, it does act like it. You can see here where I am working that I can get a really, really dark tonal value and then a lighter one. So I'm going to use the blending stump. Here you can see that there are different tonal values in this lower part of the wing. I'm going to go in and put the body in. Just so we have that. And then we can put in this part of the wing. Beautiful, beautiful striped wings. So there's shadow here because that sunlight is hitting the back of that bird, and then there is light. Whoops, just want to pick up my tombow and take that out. It's going to reshape this back. take that out. It's going to go into this area and just continue these lines that are showing on the back here in this shaded area. And then we have this amazing black again of this wing.